Good morning, students of class 10. You are welcome back to the online portal now. Let's continue our lesson in history. Nationalist movement in Indochina. We are doing new chapter, and this is the title of the chapter. This is the subtitle. We are doing subtitle to 1.1. Colonial domination and resistance. So colonial domination and resistance. In this subtitle we'll learn, there are 6 points now here. We'll go one by one. Listen carefully and pay attention to what I am saying. Now here, number 1, the colonization of Vietnam. So in our previous class we have learned about the areas comprising Indochina was Vietnam, Laos and Cambodia. These 3 areas comprised of Indochina. Now here, the colonization of Vietnam by the French. Here Vietnam was colonized by French. Brought the people of these areas of the country into conflict with the colonizers in all areas of life. In every respect, they fought with the colonizers. Who were the colonizers? French. In every areas of life, every sphere of life. So they fought. There was a conflict between the native people of Indochina and the French colonizers. Number 2, the most visible form of French control, most visible, noticeable French control was military and economic domination. So they brought the military and occupied Vietnam. The northern part of Vietnam, first they occupied that. They brought military. Unlike British colonizers in India, French colonizers, they took soldiers there. So most visible form of French control was military and economic domination. What does these 2 words, military and economic, mean? We'll learn here. It becomes clear if you go through this problem. But the French also built a system. They also built a system that tried to reshape the culture of Vietnamese. They tried to reshape the culture of Vietnam, not like Britishers who ruled India. Britishers never cared about Indians. But here, the French, they tried to reshape the culture of Vietnamese. They tried to make them modern, talk modern, look modern, even speak modern. So, these are the differences we'll learn. Nationalism in Vietnam emerged means come out, started, through the effort of different sections of the society. Their effort brought nationalism in Vietnam. Efforts of different sections of the societies to fight against the French domination and all they represented, whatever French represented, their offices, their territory, their language, their rule, their dresses, their food habits, their culture, they represented. So the native people there, they fought with the colonizers in every sphere of life, in their everyday life. Different societies, their collective effort brought nationalism there. Number 5, French troops, you can see there. This here we have talked about military and economic domination. Military domination. French troops landed in Vietnam. French troops landed in Vietnam in 1858. Whereas you compared with our country, India, in India, British soldiers did not land over here. They came as a trader. But here in Vietnam, French troops landed in Vietnam in 1858, and by mid 1880, that is the 22 years after 1858, and 22 years after it is 1880. By mid 1880, they had established, set up a firm grip, a good hold, a firm grip over the northern region. Over the northern region of North Vietnam, they had a control. How did they control that? The North Vietnam was influenced by the Chinese, powerful Chinese. So, after the Franco-Chinese War, French and Chinese, they had a fight, they had a war, and the Chinese lost, and the French established a strong grip, firm grip over the northern region. That's why. After the Franco-Chinese War, the French assumed control. Assume means took over control of Tonkin, which was in the North Vietnam, North region, Tonkin and Annam. These two regions were in northern region. And in 1887, after 77 years later, in 1887, French Indochina was formed. French Indochina was formed. So, in our next class, we'll continue more further. We'll go. So, you go through this in your book. 1.1 there is in your book. You look at 1.1, Indochina, go to the chapter and you look at subtitle. This number will give you the subtitle. You read that properly. It will become more clear, as I have already told you the main points over here. So in our next class we'll continue further. So that's all for today. Thank you very much for listening very attentively, paying so much attention and being present in the class with me. Thank you very much. So we'll meet in the next class.